Hi, welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to be talking about Python variables and data types. We'll be covering strings, integers, floats, and boolean, which are the major building blocks in Python for data science and machine learning. In a layman term, we'll be looking at what a variable is. A variable is just like a labeled box where you store different types of items or information. Say you have a box in your house and you decide to put clothes into that box. After some time, you take out those clothes and decide to put books there. That's how a Python variable works. Another scenario is where you have your routine cup you use for taking coffee. You can decide you want to take coffee on that cup today. Another time you can decide you want to take tea or water. It's still the same cup. So a Python variable in essence can hold different types of data types. It can hold a string, it can hold a float or a number. From my definition here, you can see that a variable is like a storage location in your computer memory, which it really is, where you keep your data. In Python, you don't need to specify the data type. Just as I said, a variable automatically adapts based on what you store on it. That means you can decide to store a string, you can decide to store a float. It doesn't matter. You don't need to start declaring them just like you do in other programming languages like C, Java, and all that. But you have to put some things into consideration when trying to create variables in Python. First, you need to make sure that the variable starts with the letter A to Z. It can be small letters or it can be capital letter A to Z. That's the first thing you have to consider. Second, you have to make sure that it doesn't start with a number, something like this: for my data. This will flag an error. You can do something like say underscore my data, then you add a number. Yeah, this will work. It's case sensitive, so doing something like this, my underscore data, and something like this, my underscore data, these are two separate things. So to actually name a variable in Python, let's use the my data variable name. Let's say my underscore data. You use what is called the assignment statement, which is an equal to sign, a single equal to sign. Then let's say we want to give it a string. We'll still break down all this as we continue the tutorial. So you open a double quotation or a single quotation when you want to assign a string. Let me use the name Anthony. Then come under and do my underscore data. Then use your shift and enter. This gives you the result Anthony. So this is how you assign a data type to a variable. So my data is the variable here, which is storing Anthony now in its memory. You can decide to take out this Anthony and put 3 here. And if you do shift and enter again, it gives you the result 3. So let's go now and look at strings. A string is a sequence of characters enclosed in either single or double quotes. For example, this hello Python or Python is awesome. These are all strings. To create an example of a string, I already did, let's use name, then use your assignment statement. Let's call this London. come down, call the name, use your shift and enter. It gives you the result London. So this is how you assign a string to a variable called name in Python. You can also assign integers and float. As you can see, integers are whole numbers like 1, 2, 3, or -5. Then floats, on the other hand, are decimal numbers like 3.414 minus 0.19. Say, let's do numbers. Use our assignment statement. Then call 3. Then come down and do numbers. This gives us the value number. Let's do our float underscore number, and let's give it 6.8. Come down and do float underscore number. Do your shift enter. This gives you the result. The other data type we have in Python is the Boolean data type. Boolean values, which is true and false, are commonly used in comparison and logical operations. Python evaluates condition using the comparison. Let me quickly break down these comparison operations for you. This, let me use another cell. This double equal to sign is known as the equal to in Python. While the single equal to sign is what you use as assignment for variables. Then you have the exclamation mark and equal to. This means not equal to sign in Python. You have this. This is called the less than in Python. You have this. This is the greater than sign. Greater than sign in Python. Then you have the sign. This is less than or equal to. Then you have this. This is the greater than or equal to sign in Python. Let's quickly give an example of the Boolean data type. Let's assign a variable called is underscore sunny and say this is equal to true. Then let's call another variable temperature. Let's say this is equal to 18. Now, I'm gonna use the if statement. We'll do control for later, as I said before, and we'll break this down more. Let's say if, no, sorry. Let's come here and say if is underscore sunny. You have to, this is how you write the if statement. I will break down this more later. You push your cursor down, then do a print. All right, let's go outside. Go back and do an else do another print statement. Print, open your string, stay indoors. Now in this code, you see if is underscore sunny is equal to true. So definitely our results is going to give us let's go outside. If for instance we put a false here, then it's gonna jump this first loop and give us the result for this. Let's test it and see. You see, we're getting let's go outside because our result here is true. Now let me take this out and make it false. No, let me run this first, then run this. You see, it gives us stay indoors. Now let's do for the temperature. Let's say if temperature is greater than 20, go to your next line, do a print, open a string, inside the string do it's warm outside, close it, do an else, do another print, open another quote, and let's do it's a bit cold. Let's close this. Now we see that the temperature is 18, so it's greater than 20, so it should give us it's a bit cold because the temperature is greater than 18. So let's do something that is say 25. Let's run this, come here and run this. You see we get it's warm outside. And that is it for variables and data type. Let me just do on the comment section. I want you to check these names, tell me the one that is wrong. First underscore name is equal to John. First name equals to John. Then first underscore name is still equals to John. This is just a small exercise. Let me see your comments. So which of them is correct and which of them is wrong? And that is it for variables and data types in Python for data science and machine learning. In the next tutorial, we'll start talking about other topics like control flows, if and else statements, and other things you need to know for procedural programming language, for data science and machine learning. Thank you.